Welcome back, welcome back. This is yours truly, Trent. This is the Morale Collective, the Morale Effect podcast. I'm here with my boy, Mr. Zay, Professor X. Um, this week, last week I know we talked about at the end I talked about y'all going to check on your loved ones. I just want to do a last week check in. Hopefully, you reached out to somebody that you care about, called them just to check on them, make sure everybody was good, everybody was straight. Um, and then this week we got a topic um, that we want to get into. Mostly, is related to a couple. It's related to a design. Well, we got two designs that it's related to. But cuz you got anything to start off with them or say anything to start off with?
Nah, man, just glad to be back in the space, man. Glad to be back in the morale effect. You know what I'm saying? Just good to share, be transparent with the people, man, about our journey with morale. That's with the company and with morale in our everyday life, man. So just glad to continue to add to this narrative and contribute to this space, man. So just excited, bro. Just excited.
Okay. Today we got a cool topic. I like this topic because it breaks us down to a point where you have to look internally. With that looking internally, a lot of times people have to be self-aware, and I can't necessarily say I know a lot of people that's self-aware. They want to point the finger all the time, but sometimes that finger is pointed back at you. You know what I'm saying? So today's topic, I think, because you can let me know if I'm saying this right. Our design, one of our designs that we have is called the Inner War. Actually, Cuz has it on now. Just to give a little background, we may or may not be able to get the photo up for y'all, but if we can,
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna
I'll
try to see if I can get it in here.
I'll take one side and then I'll let Cuz describe another side. But um, I'll take the heart side. So the heart side is initially what we thought when we came to mind. It was two. There's two sides of every person. Um, the heart side, as you can see, has a horn on his head and it's a little darker. So one takeaway that I had, I think me and Cuz, we both had the same takeaway was that your heart can make you do some things that isn't necessarily emotionally regulated. You can have envy, lust, greed. What's another one on there? Cuz you got it on you. I think I might
Uh,
have touched them all.
envy, jealousy, pride. Yeah, those were the main ones. Envy, jealousy, pride, greed.
And what that basically for us, and again, because you can let me know your thoughts on this, but for us, I know that is emotion based. Most of those are emotion based, and I feel like your emotions come from your heart. Um, cause you have the brain side, but if you want to add anything to the heart side, you can. But I'm gonna give the floor to you.
The brain side is just, um, to be honest, bro. I feel like, from my perspective of the design, like both sides work together. Like
Right.
I feel like some of these emotions can come from the heart too, like gratitude, courage, love. They also stem from the heart, right? And lust can be found in what you think. Your heart might say, "Yeah, I love this woman I'm with," but your brain say, "Hey, I'm going and lusting after, you know what I'm saying, what I see on IG or whatever the case may be, outside media, whatever." So I think it's a little bit of both can be within the space at different times, man. And really, the design, what we had in mind was to let people know that, like, morality is a battle. Like, it's not like something that is just a one-off thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a constant grind. It's a constant evolution over time. And so, you know, it's the heart and the mind ultimately produce our actions and what we do and how we show up in the world. And it's a constant battle between the good part of us and the bad part of us. And we've already kind of been talking about this idea of uh, progress over perfection. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's all about we know we're not perfect people, bro, and we're not trying to come from this holier than thou, like you know what I'm saying, looking down from the top of the hill at everybody else. Like this is us. This is these people that's telling you to be moral, do the right thing, think positively of yourself. We got a negative side that we're also like acknowledging exists. Like none of this works if we just saying, "Oh yeah, you can have morale every day. You can be confident, enthusiastic, disciplined every moment of the day. You can always do good, feel good, do the right things." That doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? And that's a false message that we can't even live up to. You feel what I'm saying? So I think that it was us trying to, in an artistic way, show the human side. You know what I'm saying? Of just how humans show up every day in the world.
Correct. Correct. And at the bottom of the shirt and on the back, Cuz touched on it a little bit, but the words on the shirt say there is good and bad in everyone. And I think that's something that needs to be taken into an account because it's like Cuz just said, there's going to be good and there's going to be bad in everybody, but you have to allow the good to overtake the bad. And like he said before, every day is not going to be 100%, 100%, 100% all across the board. There's going to be some days that there are some things that there are lack thereof. But if you can comprehend and understand that you choosing to do right, 85 to 90% of the time, it's going to play in your field once you choose to do right. So there's
Right.
good and bad in everybody, but you got to choose which one and choose what side you want to be on. Like the angel and the devil on your shoulder, you got to choose which one you want to listen to.
And
Um,
that's kind of what inspired this concept. You know what I'm saying? That angel and that devil that is present in all of us. Like if you don't got that angel and that devil on your shoulder, you're not human. You know what I'm saying? You got competing voices. You know what I'm saying? What you know you need to do, and if you want to get biblical, you got your spirit and you got your flesh. You know
right,
what I'm saying? So it's like the spirit man say, "Hey, you know you need to move this way," but then that flesh man say, "But you know how you want to move though. You
right,
know what you want to do though." You feel what I'm saying? I know you.
right, right.
Man, that flesh man, boy, he know how to talk to you, but he talk good. Man, come on, man. It just, you know what I'm saying? It ain't even all that
It
big
ain't
of a
even that
deal.
deep, bro. It ain't that deep. No,
And
whatever
and,
you talking
and,
about,
and
it
good
ain't.
man, good man
Yeah.
can't get a word in because he
Uh-uh.
always got. You feel what I'm saying? He always gonna be in your ear. So it's just being able to recognize that, bro. I got these two folks competing for space. Who I'm gonna get airtime to?
Correct.
Whose lead am I going to follow?
Mm-hmm.
Now, sometimes this guy gonna be compelling, and you might end up on this side. But you human. You feel what I'm saying? Like, what can you do about that? But try to be better over time and learn. He got me in trouble. He was talking slick. Yeah, I should have listened to old boy over here though. You know,
Can't always listen to the. You can't always listen to the that other one on your shoulder. He gonna mess you up most of the time.
bro. But you know what, bro? And what it come down to, bro, is sometimes, bro, I'm keep it real, bro. I don't want to hear him. I don't
Mm-mm.
want to hear the good side. I ain't trying to hear what you trying to say, bro. You trying to get me to do something out my comfort zone, something that I know I need to do that I don't want to do, and you in my ear telling me to do that. It's so much easier to listen to this guy because he know what you like. He
Right.
know what you want. He
He
know
want
what
to
you
keep
want to
you.
do for real.
Yeah. He don't
He
want you to
he
grow.
yeah. Hey, somebody at your job say, you know what I'm saying, getting flipped with you. This guy say cuss him out.
Right.
Tell him about that
He say
mom.
walk out. He say walk out.
Yeah,
You ain't
tell him
gotta
you
hear the
don't need
walk
this
out.
job.
Right. Walk out.
But the good man say, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't
That
do
ain't
that.
you.
But
That ain't you.
nah. But nah, bro. He talking
Uh,
about your mama, bro. You
right.
gonna sit up here and let her talk about your mama, bro?
Not your
Nah.
mama.
You know what I'm saying? That like I say that guy on that you know what I'm saying, that devil on the shoulder, he know how to talk to you, bro. But it's all about understand, like I say, being cognizant of the fact that you got these two guys on your shoulder, these two, if you're a woman, two women on your shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Like, and recognizing that, like, I ultimately have the final say so though. And that's the power of this inner war shirt. Is at the end of the day, it's you versus you. You feel what I'm saying? Like you got the opportunity to, you gonna win regardless.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got the opportunity to win. You just gotta, you know what I'm saying, decide which one you want to go with.
And it's something that I know I want to bring up that we need to talk about here. That you just mentioned that it ultimately boils down to you. So we have a topic, guess you could say,
A concept brewing right now.
concept. That concept is that morale begins and ends with me. So
Think about that. Hold on, wait. I want them to, because that's a bar.
right,
If you really think about it,
like,
we'll
you
give
could
you a
break it
second to
down.
think about it.
We could
It's a
break it
bar.
down, but I'm gonna let y'all. I'm gonna give y'all a second. Then y'all, I'm gonna wait.
I don't
You can
think
say
they
it
get it,
again.
cuz. I
Say it
don't think they
again.
get it.
I'm gonna say it one more time. Morale begins and ends with me.
All right. For the simpletons.
Right.
For those that, you know what I'm saying, car don't move as fast as us. Morale begins with an M and it ends with an E. You put them together, that's me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this is why they pay me the small bucks. Helping y'all out. Cause I know some people were like, they still didn't get it. But morale literally does begin and end with me.
Yes. So, um, if you would, cuz if you could elaborate a little bit, give them a little bit more. I know your explanations are better than mine, cause I
Oh,
just be,
platinum.
I speak Ebonics, and not everybody can
I do
listen to what
too.
I be saying, but you have to articulate better. Your vernacular is better than mine.
See, man, and here's the thing about this podcast. I was telling you about this the other day, bro. Like, I've been hearing so much of my Atlanta self as
Yeah,
we've been doing these podcasts, bro. You know what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? I
yeah.
just been like, ugh.
If you don't know, we from Atlanta.
Yeah,
You
like,
should have heard it by now, but if you hadn't heard it, we from Atlanta. So
but yeah, bro, like, what morale begins and ends with me is like confidence, enthusiasm, discipline. The only way that is cultivated in your life is if you're the one doing the action. You can't have any of that without me, without the individual doing the actions to be more confident, to be more enthusiastic, to be more disciplined. It just don't. It just we can't sell it by the can. You feel what I'm saying? Like we can't can morale and package it all nice for you, and then you open it up and eat it, and now you got morale. That would be a great business concept, but it's not possible. You feel what I'm
can't
saying?
do
So
it.
all we could do is, as the old man say, we can take you to the water,
Right.
but you got to drink. Ultimately, to want to live your life based on morale, it has to be a you decision. You know what I'm saying? It's got to start with you. Um, but yeah.
And I'm gonna add a little bit to that for me too, to take that into an account as well. Um, One way that I look at it is from a community aspect, people won't do until they see you make that change.
Mm,
So if it's a group of people around and I decide to walk with confidence, act in discipline, and behave with enthusiasm, the people around me will do the same. And with
yeah.
that being said, that points to that morale starting and ending with me. Because if I start it, then at that point, the people around me want to carry it out. And me ending it, the community itself should already have it in play for me not to have to necessarily be there. It should be an effect that's already there after I'm gone. So therefore, it begins and ends with me.
Right.
So that's the concept I took from that too. And it's like for me, I'm big on energy, and I know that energy is transferable. So if I come with a proper energy, carrying myself with that morale to boost my community's morale, I believe it'll piggyback on the people that's around you to
Mm,
boost it. So therefore, again, saying it starts with me.
I like
Um,
that perspective as well. Yeah.
and that also can be transferred over to your workplace. If you've ever been to, or if you've ever had a time where you wanted to test this theory out. Here's the theory I've had, and I've tested it. Go to work with the mentality that everything's gonna be okay. Be positive, be happy. That's the enthusiasm part of it. Have the confidence knowing that you're gonna get your jobs done. Have the discipline to go in there and do it in the correct way. When you do that, people around you start to have the same thing. And then it's a ripple effect. Then they want to know why everybody coming to work happy.
Mm-hmm.
Then they want to know why the morale is up. And then you say, it began with me.
Right.
Because I
Most
brought
definitely.
the morale.
You made me think about an example, bro. I used to at a school I used to work at. Um, like I remember at one point in the year, the morale was low, non-existent. It was it was dragging in there. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? Where it was affecting me and how I was showing up for the kids, bro. Because you in the teachers' lounge and it's so heavy in there. You feel what I'm saying? And so something that I tried to do, like you said, was I was a leader in the building at this time,
Yeah.
and so I felt it was my responsibility to set some new energy, even if I wasn't feeling it, bro. Showing up and being the energy in the space. And a friend of mine, shout out to Josh, he came to our pop up shop a while ago, but he he tells me all the time, like I used to, they supposed to come in, bro. Bro, it's only Tuesday, and I'm like, no, it's already Tuesday.
Tuesday.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, and it flips it on his head. Cause it's only Tuesday. It's like, bro, I got all this week to go. Oh, it's gonna take forever. But if you frame it as it's already Tuesday, that means okay, this week's moving. It could be Monday, 6 a.m. with my
Right.
alarm going off to get ready to go to work. But it's
Right.
at least it's Tuesday, 6 a.m. I'm closer to Friday than I was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? I'm closer to the end of the week than I was the day before. So it's like, and I that was a thing. I would tell everybody when I hear somebody say, "Man, it's only Wednesday." It's already Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? And that little nugget right there, like, helped so many people, and like had their morale boosted just because of that little small thing. And like you said, bro, it really begins and ends with us. No matter how small and minute you think the thing is, like
Yeah.
it can positively impact somebody else.
Correct. So I got a question to piggyback off of that, to add to that. I know that I was around you. So your mindset wasn't always that. But
Oh
what,
yeah, in the middle of me doing that, I'd be transparent. In the middle of me
yeah,
doing that, I was battling depression.
right.
At least what I now understand is depression.
Deep
I
depression.
wasn't going I wasn't going to accept that then, but like now in hindsight, I was depressed, bro. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know what I'm saying, you weren't gonna say that in the time. But yeah, bro, my personal morale went where it needed to be. Nah. But I cut you off. Go ahead. My
No, you
bad.
good, you good. I mean, it goes into the question I'm gonna ask, but I was just gonna ask you what habits have been the hardest to break in your growth journey? Because I know for me, that right there, what you just talked about was a habit that you help other people break because they would come to work saying, it's only Tuesday. No, it's already Tuesday. That's a habit broke right there because your mindset is already every Monday and Tuesday you're going to work, dragging. But what habits did you instill to make it easier for these things to go through in your growth process?
Um, the habits that I felt was hardest to break in my growth journey. To real negative self talk.
Mm.
Negative self talk was the hard
Right,
I had. I'm somebody that's gonna encourage everybody else, but like when it come to me, I'm like, bro, and bro, people gonna feel like this arrogant, bro. But like sometimes in my head, bro, I'm up here
right,
and everybody else here,
right,
and look, it's okay, be here. You
right.
can't be me. It's cool.
Change,
Don't put that
change.
pressure on yourself.
Right,
But then I'm up here realizing
right.
that I'm human like this person. Well, not really. I really wasn't realizing I was human. I'm thinking I'm superhuman. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, you all right. But on my level, it's like I'm like, man, just really being hypercritical of myself too. that's a habit that I'm honestly still trying to break in this growth journey. It's just like giving myself grace. Um, when I made mistakes, when I listened to that devil on in my ear, because I thought I was above that. I thought I was above listening to the devil in my ear. You feel what I'm saying? Like, but and then when the moments where I did, it's like, bro, how could you let him? You know what I'm saying? Get in your head, bro. But it's like, come on, bro, you're human. Like,
Yeah,
you have to give yourself grace. And I'm
yeah.
still working on that, bro. Honestly, I am. But the hardest habit for me was negative self-talk in that, like, because it's it became toxic accountability to the point where it's like I'm not showing myself no grace. The things I'm doing right, I'm not acknowledging. I'm only acknowledging the things that I'm doing wrong, what I'm not doing, who I'm not, what I haven't accomplished, rather than looking at what I had done, what I had accomplished, who I have impacted. And a habit I'm trying to get better with now is recognizing the good I've done, rather than just focusing on the good I haven't done or the bad I've done. You feel what I'm saying? So that was one of the habits for me. What about yourself, bro?
Uh, I think my habit is still having to be worked on, like you. But I have a habit. I guess it's a you could say, but indecisiveness.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I've been entrusted with the tools to make the right decision, but I've always been a person to wonder once that decision is made, was that the best one? But a habit that I've taken into effect is comprehending. It was a podcast I listened to, and he said the easiest answers when a question is given to you to answer are two answer questions, true or false. So he was like, if you could apply true or false to a lot of situations, you put your truths, put your falses, and you pick your option, you'll 9 times out of 10 be more satisfied with your true option than you will be your false. So
Mm-hmm.
if you can narrow your options down to two, pick from that, keep it moving. Because he was like, if you're an indecisive person and you leave all four choices there, you'll never choose your answer. And then you'll always wonder if you had it right or not
Mm-hmm.
until it's test time and then you find out you had the right answer the first time. So for
Well,
me, that's definitely a habit that I'm having to break more so now more than anything because of my job. I don't have time to. I have time to make the right decision, but I don't have time to worry about if it wasn't the right. I can only worry about what I know. What I know to be right is I got to run this power for this outlet. However which way it do, however which way it work, I can't worry about whether or not it's supposed to be done that way or it's supposed to be ran another way. I can only do what I know and I can only go off of what I know. So I definitely will give ADT that credit in the aspect of being able to help with my indecisiveness because I can only do what I know I can do. Um, that's an easy habit. Not an easy habit, but it's definitely a hard habit because that habit also goes into food, uh, shoe choices, cologne choices, just like trying to figure out a lot of stuff. But I understand now because stepping into this part of my life as a man, I can't be overly indecisive being a husband. You got now I got somebody following me in a sense. Certain decisions are up to me. I have to make them. I can't be indecisive on said decisions. I need to make them, live with them, and comprehend that I got somebody else I'm bringing with me on this decision. Um, but to touch off of that just a little bit, um, why do you think it's so hard for people to avoid the me versus me conflict question, or just the me versus me talk? Why do you think it's so hard for people to point the finger back at them and then do self evaluation? Because before you start, I'm gonna just tell you, it's a lot of people out here that don't self evaluate.
yeah,
They'll be the first one to do
yeah.
this, but don't understand that
Right.
it's also cause and effect. So
I think out of fear of not liking what they see in themselves. So it's like when you actually got to sit in the mirror and see yourself for real and not with the facades, not with who you appear to be. Because there's only one person you cannot lie to,
right,
and that's yourself.
Right.
Like you can try to lie to yourself as much as you want to, but ultimately deep down inside, you know the truth. And some people don't want to face the truth about themselves because they've lived the lie. And they live the lie so good that they start to believe it. But then when you are forced to do that self-evaluation and now you say, dang, I've been showing up this way when I thought I've been showing up this way, but I've been too blind to see it because I wanted to see myself in this light, not what the actual light was. You feel what I'm saying? So I think a lot of people avoid it just because, honestly, to preserve their ego. It's a lot of ego in understanding that like there's some inner conflicts or some inner workings that I need to work on. You have to put your ego aside to do that. Like I was talking to somebody earlier. This comes to mind. I was talking to somebody earlier about therapy, and it's like
Right.
therapy only works if you want it to work. If you and self evaluation only works if you truly want to self evaluate. If you truly want to see who you really are and how you're showing up for other people, like you have to want to do that work. If you don't want to do that work, then it's not gonna get done. You gonna or if you try to do it in a superficial way, you're not gonna get true, genuine results in terms of that self evaluation. What about you?
I think it's I'm trying not to be harsh or too harsh. Um, I'll just put it like this. My dad has always told me that there should be nothing that no one can tell you about yourself and it hurts you. If that's the case, you're not doing self evaluation. So for me, I can date back a couple. I want to say about 2 years from now. I asked my now wife a question that made me think. Not only did it make me think just because I had to see it from a different point of view, I had to also see it and understand that I was the point of view. The problem was the fact that I saw it that way. It wasn't that it was portrayed or it wasn't that I acted or something like that. It was the way that I saw it. And when you start to attack your psyche and understanding that it wasn't the right way, a lot of people don't like to do that because
Mm-hmm.
now you're going against what you've been taught for so long. So again, we haven't touched on it that much, but I'm sure we will eventually. Breaking that generational curse ain't easy, bro. And a
No.
lot of times, the generational curses is the other side of that me because the me you create or start to create when you get to a certain age, that's one me. That other me is the me that was raised by the people that were around you. So that's really your battle. It's your previous self and the self you're trying to recreate to break
Mm-hmm.
that generational curse. So with my wife being the one that showed me that, I had to understand that I have to take a step back and comprehend what's being done ain't the right way to do it. But I've been doing it that way for 18, 19, 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So
That's that
I
pride
think,
and that ego of like,
yeah, I think
this is how I've been doing it this way and I've been getting by. So,
especially on a man tip, like no Diddy, I think it comes down to a point where when people talk to you or tell you stuff, and you don't want yes men in your quarter, and a lot of people aren't okay with having no men either. But you need to be able to have somebody tell you, hey, bro, you're not doing this right. Or, hey, bro, you might want to relook at the way you're doing that. Because if you don't, you'll never understand or never have to self evaluate. Because everyone around you just sees you as the perfect one, or you do everything correct. That nobody do everything correct. And you still need to be able to have that finger, take it from pointing at someone else and point it back at you and see
mm-hmm.
what you could have done differently. Because at the end of the day, God only can worry about what you did. Your
Yeah.
answer and your judgment day ain't what somebody else did, it's what
Mm-hmm.
you did.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, if you know that you could have apologized or you know you could have went back and said, hey, I said this the wrong way, that's on me. I'll rethink about it or look at different ways of trying to communicate with that with you. You've done the part that you had to do to make sure you were good.
Yeah.
So that's what I would take from that. I think it's important to definitely be able to look at yourself and see if there is something you did wrong, um, and learning proper ways of having grown conversation. Not everything got to be blown up. Not everything got to be an argument. Hey, cuz, I don't like the way you. Hey, cuz, I just want to talk to you real quick. There's some stuff said last week that I didn't necessarily agree with. I just want to see your viewpoint on why it was said. If it
Hmm.
was, I'm just telling you how I took it. It don't have to be nothing crazy. It just be, hey, bro, someone said this how I felt about it. It may not be that way. If you don't feel that way, tell me what you were meaning so we can get eye to eye on the conversation. It don't have to be nothing where we finna throw blows over something like, nah, bro. Just being able to self evaluate, and if you wrong, address you being wrong. Um, I think my last one for us today would just be, um, did I touch them all?
I feel like you got the gamut of what we were.
I got one more. And that last one is, it goes hand in hand with what we're talking about now. But what part of you do you feel you're still at war with?
And I feel like we kind of ended up answering that question. I think too when we
Within,
were
yeah,
talking about the habits. But something that I definitely feel like I'm still at war with is being able to see past what I see. Um, like I'm very logical. Uh, my fiance won't let me forget it, and
right,
I see what I see, bro. I don't see past the reality, bro.
right, really,
Sometimes it is limiting for me because I miss out on a lot of things that could raise my ceiling because I'm on the floor, and I'm worried about the floor not falling from up under me, rather than expanding the ceiling. You feel what I'm saying? And so I think the part of me I'm still at war with is overcoming self doubt,
yeah,
um, overcoming fear of failure, um, overcoming lack of discipline. Like those are things that I'm still at war with. Like I'm no in no shape or form like perfect, but I only know these things because I've done the self evaluation work. Like when you tell me, bro, you got a lot of self doubt. I know.
right.
I'm not gonna sit up here and refute that. Like, yeah, you have moments of self doubt. Yeah, bro, you could be a little hard on yourself. You know what I'm saying? What you
You can't refute. Go, keep going. That ain't a big word.
you digging on my
Nah,
vernacular.
I'm not. I'm not. I promise you. I promise you. You just said you didn't have a better vernacular than me, but you definitely just used refute. Well, I haven't said this. I said it wrong. Keep
Re-
going though.
refute. But yeah,
Refute. Yeah.
I was at the end of my thought. But yeah, bro, you just on me about mine. I'm still Atlanta.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just know some words.
Right.
My students said something about that the other day. I had said something that was kind of tongue in cheek, and I was like, I'm just being facetious. And they was like, what? They're like, you always be using big words like we know what they mean.
You just a lot of people that ain't really in their vocabulary, they make a like an emphasis about it. You just throw it in real. Take that with you.
Yeah, it's just a word. It's a word
Take that
that
with
goes here.
you. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a word that
this is
goes
where it
here. If
goes
you look
right
it
here.
up,
Just take that with you.
I swear I be using them right.
I
Like
know you do. I
yeah,
ain't gonna question it because
I,
I don't know how to spell it. Real G. We really want to talk about it. Half the words I don't know how to spell, so I'm gonna trust you.
I think you
And
can.
best believe, I'm using it outside of you. So if you're not using the right context, now two
I
people
think
are using the right
yeah.
context. So
Now I'm saying you up. Now I'm saying you up.
right, because
But
I'm sure using it.
I definitely use refute in the right context.
Okay, good. Well, I'm gonna use it for sure.
It's if you want to go and look it up, it's REFUTE.
Right.
Cause you weren't gonna spell it like that though, way. Yeah, nah,
I ain't
that
gonna
why.
say it. We ain't gonna say publicly because we still record. I ain't gonna say publicly what I would have spelled it. It wasn't
Yeah,
that though.
yeah.
But everybody that know me, man, my dad is Tommy King, and it really ain't no excuse because
They ain't never been the spelling bee champs.
your dad
Let's
ain't
just
much better. So I
let's
understand
just
why you
look, man. Get on my pops, man.
right,
He
right,
look. I got the college degree because he didn't.
right,
You feel what I'm saying? So yeah.
right. But to touch on that, for myself, real quick to really back in, I think for me, bro, a battle that I got, that I'm still at war with is getting out of a comfortable place, or getting out of comfortability. Um, what's been so comfortable for me is being behind scenes, not being on camera, not being face fronting, not doing things to necessarily put me first or up front. And I think that's a big battle because at some point I still battle with what to post, when to post, how to post. But my algorithm on all my stuff is just post, bro. You never know who you're gonna make a difference to. You never know who's gonna see it, whether it's 5 people, 10 people, 15, 1,000. You never know who it is. So that's why I've been, tell you the honest truth, work week's been hectic, but I've been pushing to get this out and hopefully some more content from around and personal content as well. But just gotta get content out there, bro. And that's a battle, a war with me, just because what's comfortable for me is being behind the scenes, not having to pull my phone out, not working, going through my everyday without documenting or recording something. But I also understand that it's as if God is pointing that way. I got people want me to be on 2 other podcasts. I got this podcast. I got personal stuff I've been wanting to post. So it's just getting to a point where I don't have a choice but to pick my phone up. Where I'm going to client houses and they say, it's like I've seen you somewhere. And I'm like, I don't know where you've seen me. I'm not social media, but I've seen you from somewhere. Like you just, your personality is like I've seen it somewhere. And I'm like, don't say Drewski, but
Bro, get out my head, bro. Get out my head, bro.
I
Cause
had
I
a
was just about to
client,
say
bro.
you a big guy, so I
I
get
had a
folks would
client last week,
assume
bro,
you Drewski with dreads.
talking about some, how many people will tell you look like Drewski? I was like, if they trying to be funny, I get it. But if you're not trying to be funny, you really look at me, I don't look like that nigga.
Then
But I get it if you just trying to be funny. I'm a big dude that kind of is funny on his own, but I get it. Anyway, that's another thing too. Is like, I don't want to be labeled as a Drewski, because that's any big dude that's going on social media to try to be funny. You gonna be a Drewski, but Drewski make bread, so
they
good
don't
bread at that.
want to.
So, but yeah, that would be a battle I'm fine with, man. I think another one too, like I said previously, is just my decision making. I think I've done pretty well with my decision making up to this point. I think I would have changed a couple things. I don't have any regrets in my life, but I do think there would be some changes I would have made. But I also am okay living with the choices I have made today. So just moving forward, comprehending that, you know, it's it's a choice you have to make, and your indecisiveness is gonna make it seem like my indecisiveness is gonna make it seem like I may not be choosing the right thing. But when things get to plan and action and things get to moving around, it end up being that I made a good choice, because I don't put myself in situations where both answers are putting detriment to me or my wife. So with that being said, that's my battles, bro. I really enjoyed this episode because it dug deep into a playing field where we got to talk about a little bit of the uncomfortableness in us doing self evaluation. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Now for the client, for everybody out there, I'm gonna shout him out because he was the only one that commented on the last post that was out. Mark Gray put a comment up on our thing. We saw you, bro. Appreciate you. Much love.
So
Uh, but everyone else, man, y'all chime in. Y'all reach out to us. Put a comment. We promise we'll either get back to you if it's a comment that needs a response. If not, we'll like it or some of that nature. We don't care if y'all get up under the chat respectfully now. Not nothing too crazy, but y'all get up under the video chat and get in the comments and y'all talk amongst each other, bro.
hey
You
bro,
know
y'all
what
get in
I'm
the
saying? So,
chat that left stuff. This guy on this shoulder gone. I'm gonna say what he said.
right,
So you know what I'm
right.
saying? Tread carefully.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cause he still he hot.
Right.
He been wanting to say a lot of stuff
Yeah. He got some
and
action.
had a
He
chance to
packed
say
up.
it. So
Yeah. He
get
packed
get
up on
crazy
that.
in the comments if you want to.
Yeah.
Don't let the morale fool you.
I don't think we got to worry about that, bro. I think our collective is an understanding. We got some good people with some good heads on their shoulder
Nah,
as a
show man,
collective.
show
I think too, man. Again, on Instagram, the Morale Collective, YouTube. What's the YouTube cuz for 'em?
the morale collective.
The Morale Collective. Our website is up. You can still go view if you want to get some. It's out.
Follow
Uh,
our Facebook page, the morale collective.
the Facebook page, Morale Collective. Shop Morale, still the website. We got some things coming for y'all. Stay tuned. Please do. We got some things
And
on the
some
way.
things kind of related to this conversation.
Absolutely.
Um, coming down the pipe as well too. So definitely stay tuned for sure.
Stay tuned. Stay
Yes,
up.
we we're not just podcasters. We're clothing content creators. You know what I'm saying? At heart, this is what morale started as. So we still owe our collective some morale to wear with them. You know what I'm saying? And bro, one of the goals of our brand is like, yeah, we wanna sell some shirts and we wanna like, you know what I'm saying, get people in our merch, but really, we want people in our merch to spread the message, bro. Hey, bro, what's that? Morale? What that mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the purpose of this podcast too, to where we can inform the public, like, this is what morale is. It's not just some cool on the front of a shirt. Like, this is a movement. This is something that's applicable to everyday life that can make somebody's life better through conversation. And so, yeah, man, I'm just excited to keep diving into more, bro.
Absolutely. Same for me, man. I think I just want to leave y'all with this piece here. Just continue to uh do good, live good, feel good, man. Lead with confidence, go with it, with discipline, and then be out there with some enthusiasm. When you do that, again, I'm continuously saying, you able to keep those 6 things we just said in, and continuously provide them and continuously go through with them, bro, you'll see a change, and that change will be adamant. It will be very noticeable to the way people are asking you, "What are you doing?"
Right.
You know. So my
Morale.
goal, my challenge for everybody this week, man, just go into y'all workplace this whenever this is dropping. You see it, go into the workplace the next day with a different attitude. You know what I'm saying? If you're a negative Nancy, come in there with a smiley face, trying to get everybody up, trying to get some. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna tell you go grab some donuts, but go grab some donuts. Bring some donuts in. Bring up the morale in the place around you, and watch your manager understand that. And then you know what I'm saying? It's a trickle down effect. I said it early in this podcast. People start to look at you, and once they start to look at you, they'll understand the morale started with you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my tad bit. Cause if you got some for them, let them know.
Yeah, man. Only thing I was gonna leave with that point that you just said, man. Morale begins with you. First, it's a two-step process. This is a takeaway I have today. Morale beginning with me is a two-step process. First, I have to develop that morale within myself, right? I got to find that confidence, enthusiasm, discipline in myself. And once I find that in myself, it's going to be displayed in my actions and how I show up in my everyday life. And thus is going to affect the morale of the place and the people around in my presence, in my radius. They're also going to be affected. It's going to be infectious. And the next person gonna want to go in that journey of morale. And man, like morale is a lifestyle, bro. Like it truly is. And I think having this brand has challenged me to evaluate my life and am I living a morale lifestyle? And like every time I think about it, bro, if you be confident, enthusiastic, and disciplined, there's nothing you cannot accomplish, you cannot do, you cannot have. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's the root of it. At the end of the day, anything you want to go do in life starts with morale. It starts with believing that it can be done, having the energy and the drive to go do it, and having the discipline to stick to it even when it get hard and it get tough, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So embrace morale as a lifestyle. It begins with you, nobody else. Nobody else can get morale until you got it. And don't be the reason. somebody else miss out on it because you're not cultivating within yourself, man.
Yeah. And
That's all.
again, man, cuz I dropped the pin on them. It's the wrap of this episode. Until next time, we are very, very excited for y'all to keep listening, keep tuning in. Again, follow us on socials, tune in to us. But man, we're gonna go ahead and head out for today, but we will be back, as y'all know. So for the time being, go do live a moral life and keep pushing, man. Y'all got this. You know what I'm saying? So till next time, peace.
Hey.